Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're taking a look at the Quick team in some PvP. And is Quick Free Spirit now the best Quick team going? Very, very strange scenes for Quick. Is once upon a time, it was built up around driven characters, then it kind of morphed into driven powerhouse, then it went into like a weird slasher meta, and then morphed into driven slashers. Kind of went back to driven, and now we're with the release of the new Verse Luffy. We're kind of looking at a weird scenario where he doesn't really fit into all of those meta-based teams. So he's kind of created his own version of the Quick team, making it Quick Free Spirit. Now, Free Spirit characters are littered throughout the Quick typing. They are literally everywhere. They have one of the best PvP units in the game, being Super Tandem Zoro. They have Momo, who's a very, very powerful unit as well, can special bind, do a lot of damage. They have stuff like Sabo, Robin, Super Tandem Shanks, Super Tandem Law, some weird scattered, cerebrally type Free Spirit characters as well, that also can work very, very good on the Quick team. On top of that, they have PvP Kuzan, who is a very interesting character, being a regular legend that became a PvP unit, who's also a Free Spirit character. They have PvP rare recruits like Inuyasuma, they have Frankie, who are all Free Spirit, and then you've got other units like Senior Pink and Corazon as well, that you could throw on if you're versing stuff like Strength Team. So I thought I would try this out. I did try some stuff with like Quick Driven and then threw Luffy on the team. I tried stuff with like Quick Slashes and kind of threw Luffy on the team, but nothing was really working in the terms of what I wanted from the actual team. And I found that this comp did seem to work the best. Now, there are other characters that I don't have, stuff like Hachan, for example. He's not a Free Spirit character, but he's a very, very good PvP rare recruit. But who is a PvP, who is a Free Spirit character is Legend Jimbei, the latest Memories of the Straw Hat character, the one that came out as the end of month batch for PKA. He's actually a powerhouse Free Spirit unit and buffs Quick in PvP. Now, I do believe he does something very similar to what Zoro does. I believe he puts up like the counter mechanic with a provoke ability. So if you guys have Jimbei, you can kind of have the freedom to just throw him in on the team, and then you can kind of run other things. But like I said, with the addition of the Free Spirit kind of makeup for Quick, units like Frankie see some play again. Units like Sabo, Super Tandem Sabo can see some play. Units like Final Tap Anniversary Super Sugo Robin actually see some play. She got an amazing buff with the PvP updates that came for the Super Sugo characters. She's now like a 30% HP cutter. I actually use her on the rest of the clips you guys will see today. She's great at nerfing Strength, which is something that Quick actually struggles to do now, because Strength is just such a masterclass powerhouse team that Quick really can't compete with it. But the new Luffy brings a lot to the Quick team, and he's probably one of the best PvP characters in the entire game. So having him on a team is going to drastically improve what your Quick team can actually do. He does different stuff depending on where you guys are in the fight. At the start of the fight, he can give a 50% cooldown to a random Quick character with the low CT. So the lower the CD, that's who he's pretty much going to target. However, in the last 50 seconds, he actually gives haste, which is very, very strong. Very similar to what Sabo was actually doing on the previous team, which is very, very interesting. So on top of that, he does a lot of damage as well. He's kind of the damage dealer for this team. I really wanted to bring something like Momo, though, because the damage was lacking a little bit, and then we just would pretty much stall out fights. So as a defensive option, you could definitely run this build with like Sabo and Robin in the front, and then just be very, very bulky and very, very tanky. But Luffy's damage is just very, very handy to have, as he can hit very, very hard. So with his PvP ability, he targets Quick teammates for attack up level 6, CT up level 3, and then 3 enemies with high HP that ignores defense for 1.2 times his attack twice. When there's less than 50 seconds, he targets 1 Quick teammate, but not including himself, with a low CT for 50% cooldown reduction. And then if the time is less than 50 seconds, sorry if I got that mixed up. As I mentioned, it's the first 50 seconds he does the CD reduction. And then in the last 50 seconds, he gives Quick teammates a 50% chance to haste. So the 50% chance to haste, it's hit or miss basically, but it's just a nice little addition to what his special is actually doing. The upside to his special is you get level 6 attack, level 3 CD, and then you ignore defense for 3 enemies with high HP for 1.2 times damage 2 times. So the way this works is if the enemy team has 5 units and they all have max HP, Luffy will just pick 3 characters and he'll hit them for 1.2 times attack, and then he will hit them for 1.2 times his attack first, and then he will recalculate who has the most HP, which will be the other 2 units, and then one of the other characters, depending on what the HP pools look like, and he'll hit them. So it's not like he'll just sort of target 3 units with high HP and just go bink bink. He'll hit, and then he'll recalculate. But what I found to the upside to his special is that he gives level 3 CD speed, which is really nice to allow your other characters to get back some cooldowns. The downside to Luffy is he rocks a 40-second cooldown. 40 seconds in this day and age is just way too high, and it's the big problem with the character. Besides that, he does so much for the team that he's just like a must-bring for quick-based teams. If he was on a lower cooldown, and obviously you can bring CD reduction and stuff like that to make things easier, if he was on a lower cooldown, like, you could just tear through teams. It'd be absolutely wild. But I guess the upside to the character is that when you get his special off the first time, you get the 3 CD, and then you're just getting his special back faster. Upside to bringing Robin on a team is Robin actually gives CD reduction, and it works very, very nicely, because Robin is going to just make him a little bit quicker, as she has a very low CD herself, and then that way she just sort of just speeds the rest of the team up. The idea of this team, it's very bulky. It can tank very nicely in the first sort of 50 seconds. And then once you get to the back end of the 50 seconds, Zoro's counters start going crazy. You've just HP cut the other team down with stuff like Robin. You had fixed damage with stuff like Frankie. And Momo's hitting very, very hard with his damage that goes to defense as well. So don't stress if, like, you notice, like, Luffy's special only going off right near that 50-second mark, because there's a good chance once you get to the back end of that 30 seconds, you are going to be in for a good time. Now, I did test this, obviously, against S-Hawk and Roger Whitebeard. It takes that slasher team down very, very nicely. Now, it's not the meta slasher team. I'm sure if I went up against, say, like Zoro Sanji or Shanks with his barrier and stuff like that, things might be a little bit different. But with Robin, you actually hone in on a driven character, and on that meta slasher team, the only driven character is S-Hawk. Robin goes on a 25-second cooldown. She's going very, very quickly, so she can usually bink off poor old S-Hawk very, very fast, which works very well in your favor to just take a lot less damage, so that way you can tank a little bit longer. Obviously, this team is going to struggle with, like, the Dex team and characters that go through defense, but I even went up against the strength fight over in PKA, and it managed to do really, really nice stuff there. Do I think this is a meta-breaking team? Do I think it's a top 5 team? Unfortunately, no, I don't think so. Jinbei might change that, but what I've seen right now and how it performs against these challenge fights, thinking about what the meta teams look like, I just don't think it can compete with some of the big boys, like the meta slasher team, even like the meta strength team. I feel like that would give it a real good run for its money. Dex would obviously walk through it pretty nicely, and then you have other like Psy and Free Spirit builds that I feel like would be able to do a little bit more damage. But in saying that too, if you were running a quick team, I feel like this is going to be one of, if not your best options. You probably want to sort of change it a little bit, maybe bring something like Corazon to take down strength builds, because strength builds, they're just so damn nasty. But finding a way to bring Luffy is only going to make your quick team stronger. As to his passive, he gives level 6 HP, level 6 speed, level 3 defense, and when the time is above 50 seconds, he gives all team attack up level 6, increase up defense up level 6. So basically you get level 6 HP, attack, speed, and defense for the first 50 seconds. In the last 50 seconds, though, he takes away that extra attack buff to the team and the defense buff to the team, that's level 3, and he gives himself level 8 attack and level 8 defense. Plus, he gives himself level 5 CT speed. This is great, because then you're getting the back end of the Luffy special off very, very quickly. 9 times out of 10, you've already used a Luffy special. If you have Robin on the team, or you have some other CD reducer, say a level 3 CD reducer, all of a sudden this 6 CD is now at 11 CD. Once you hit the last 30 seconds, you're at 21 CD, and Luffy's going to be going very, very quickly, binking off units in that last 50 seconds very nicely, and giving haste to the entire team to allow other units like Momo to go, to allow your bench teams to go, and allow characters like Zoro to keep his provoke up, to keep his haste up, to keep his counter up, and do some fun stuff there. As for the bench, I just threw Smoothie on just because I didn't really have another quick free spirit unit, but Kuzen and Inizuma are like the greatest things you can use off the bench. the fact that Kuzen is now a 20 cost legend is kind of nuts. Not only for like this team, but like any Free Spirit team, any quick team. Realistically, like any shooter team as well. Like you could definitely run him there. Having that 20 cost ability and then buffing Strength, Dex, and Quick, it just has so much viability on the bench as a very powerful bench-based character. So he's really, really cool. He's a really fun character as well. Plus, he can special bind. He does a lot of damage at the back end. And obviously, Inazuma, when Inazuma comes in late in the game and you lower defense and do some fun stuff there, you can hit pretty hard. Now, as you can see, Luffy just went on the 30-second mark. So, with the level 3 CD reduction, you do bring the CD down by about 10 seconds, provided he does go at the right time. So that does work quite nicely. But in saying that too, like depending on what strength team you go up against, this obviously being the PKA one, so it's like super boosted in terms of its stats, but it's not using all the super meta characters. Like Vivi does pop up here and there on teams because like she makes them a lot faster, but 9 times out of 10, Arlong won't be there. It'll be something like PvP Sanji. So that way, the enemy team is definitely getting the haste ability and getting stuff like the shield. I believe that this team doesn't have that, if I like look correctly, but yeah, with Kobe being able to give that ability, it's so freaking crazy, that CD reduction that he does, and then the haste ability as well. So, like I said, I really wanted to take on Luffy and see how this team went up against a Luffy special, but at the same time, I just feel like if this was the meta strength team, then I feel like we would have just got absolutely clobbered. But let me know what you guys think of Quick. Let me know what you guys like to run with Quick. Do you just prefer to run the Driven team, the Kainu to Zoro Kaido build that just goes absolutely crazy? I feel like that's probably the best build for taking down strength. Downside to Luffy as well, because he's versus Kaido, you can't actually run 6+ Kaido, which is a huge problem for Quick, because that unit is so damn powerful. But let me know what you guys think of Quick in the comment section below. Let me know how you guys like to run Quick as well. Do you like the Free Spirit? Do you like the Slasher? Do you like the Driven build? How do you guys like to rock it? And while you're down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.